How much risk is the UK at for having a very difficult winter when it comes to energy supplies? Is this going to be a bit of a sort of uncomfortable blip now, and do you hope things can balance out?
Well, it is going to be uncomfortable. It's just a question of degree, I think. What I wouldn't do is judge the winter based on the problems we've got this minute. Right now, we are suffering from a whole load of things that have happened all at the same time. The rebound in the economy, China sucking in everything that it can possibly buy in the way of energy. There's been some of our wells and things have been shut down, or they've been gone for the maintenance, which they didn't get done in the summer, and so on and so on. We've also had Russia doing what Russia tends to do under these circumstances, which is take a political action, and hopefully they will row back from that, but I can come to that a bit more later. So when everything comes together, you get a problem, and we've got that problem. But as I see looking ahead, I think some of these things will die down. We'll still be having to pay more for our energy, and we'll still have to think rather harder and better about what the plan is, not just for this year and next year, but the plan across the next 10 years. So as we continue to shut down our carbon emitting generators and replace them with wind and to a certain extent with solar, so we're also building backup, and that backup will have to be nuclear. That is our only really green available backup.
It seems to me that we've been a little bit tardy, or perhaps clumsy or lackadaisical when it comes to joined-up strategic thinking about our domestic energy supplies. Do you agree with that? Do you think we sort of put resources in the wrong places? We've seen wind energy not really performing this particular year. Why have we not done things like invest heavily in nuclear already?
Yes, I think that you do have a point. I think you've been slightly harsh, but the focus has been on the low carbon agenda very, very strongly. Money has been put into that, big money, as you know, taxpayers and indeed our own, if you see what I mean, in the sense that the green policies get added to all our electricity bills, whether it is domestic or whether it is industrial. And just having a broader think about what we do about the interregnum, that is, as we move from closing coal-fired power stations through to the green agenda, is something that, in my view, some more thought should have been paid, and at an earlier stage. However, given all that, we still do have a lot of wind, and we are windy for most of the time. We've had a quiet spell end of August into September. We tend to have another one at the really cold time of year, which is February. Our gas storage is down, and as I said earlier, a lot of the gas is being redirected at the moment to China. But we've got 3 or 4 months to sort out the short term before we hit the really cold area. The price, I'm sure, will be higher than that which we've been paying in the past. But as far as security of supply, I have every confidence that we'll have that. And I also think that it's nothing quite like a crisis to wake people up to the decisions that have to be made. The time has gone in which we can argue the toss about whether you're for or against nuclear, whether you can somehow manufacture batteries that can store electricity for a country our size, with whatever our population is, 65 million or something. You know, there's a lot of things you can do around the edges, but mainstream is that you have to have a secure, reliable baseload of non-carbon generating electricity, and that one is nuclear. I'm speaking to you from the French Alps. I have to say, in France, they've got all the same supply problems as we've got in the UK. There's very, very little difference. So don't think that, you know, a lot of this is something that the UK is suffering alone.